Good morning, students. Today we are going to see Standard 6th Civics, Chapter number 5, District Administration. In this chapter, we are going to see the District Collector, first point, the Chief of the District Police, second point, third point, District Courts. Some dialogues are here. Let's see what they are talking. We learn about the Zilla Parishad, but there was no mention of the district collector. The newspapers always mention the district collector in the news. Our teacher will be able to tell us, my Didi says she wants to become a district collector. Do such questions occurs to you too? The Zilla Parishad is a part of the rural local government system, that is, the Panchayati Raj system. But in Maharashtra, the administration of the district is shared by both the Zilla Parishad and the district collector. The union government and state government both participate in this administration. So, under this, the Zilla Parishad and district collector both they work for the administration of the district. So, the both participation of the union government and state government is done in the administration of the district of any rural place, or under the Zilla Parishad is a part of the rural local government system, and under this the Panchayati system works, and under it the administration of the district is shared by the both Zilla Parishad and the district collectors, and which will be worked by the union government and state government also. The district collector, first point. The district collector is the head of the district administration. He is appointed by the state government. He has to perform many functions, from collecting agricultural tax to maintaining law and order in the district. We can see what these functions are from the chart given below. So what are the functions of a district collector that we are going to see? But before it is the duty of the duty of the district collector. The head of the district collector is the head of the district administration. He has to perform any functions from collecting agriculture tax to maintaining law and order in the district will be seen by the district collector. And the functions of the district collector, let's see. District collector, agriculture, to collect agriculture tax, to implement laws relating to agriculture, to provide relief in case of drought and scarcity of fodder. Law and order, establish peace in the district, to maintain social harmony, to restrict unlawful assembly, impose curfew if required. This is all the work under law and order for the district collector. Election officer, to ensure smooth conduct of election is the responsibility of district collector, to take necessary decisions related to the electoral process, to update the voters list. This is also the duty of election officer of the district collector. Disaster management, to take quick decisions during times of disaster and prevent or minimize the damage, to give orders to the disaster management units or cells to rehabilitate those affected by a disaster. So this is the responsibility or the functions of the district collector. Do you know what is the importance to maintain social harmony? The difference of opinion, disputes and conflicts in the society must be resolved by peaceful means. However, when these does not happen, it gives rise to tensions. If this leads to violent incidents, it disturbs social harmony. It acts as an obstacle to our progress. Public property is damaged. The district collector makes efforts to prevent such occurrence, but it is the duty of the citizen also to help maintain social harmony. So, from this content we can come to know that it is important to maintain the social harmony between the public, so that the conflicts will not arise in the public and a social harmony will be maintained and healthy and happy environment will be provided to the public. Tahsildar. There is a Tahsildar for every taluka or tahsil. So, for every taluka and for every tahsil, there is a Tahsildar. As a judicial officer, he gives judgment to resolve conflicts at the local level. So, Tahsildar, whatever the matters as a judicial officer, whatever the judgment will be given, the problems will be solved under the Tahsildar. So, local level, it will be tried that locally or at the local level the problem should be solved easily. The Tahsildar has the responsibility of maintaining peace and order in the taluka. So it is the responsibility of the Tahsildar to maintain the peace and order in the taluka. The chief of the district police. In Maharashtra, there is a superintendent of police at every district headquarters. So for Maharashtra, there is a superintendent of police at every district headquarters. He is the chief police officer of the district. He helps the district collector to maintain peace and order in the district. In the city, the police commissioner has the responsibility of maintaining law and order. So under this, the police commissioner have to take the responsibility of maintaining law and order. The superintendent of police inspecting a police unit. So you can see the two persons, they are known as superintendent. They are inspecting the police unit. A court in session. How the justice is given the court. District administration. District collector and superintendent of police. So what is the work of the district collector? Deputy district collector, Tahsildar, Talathi, police patil. And superintendent of police, deputy superintendent of police, police inspector, police sub-inspector. This is the tree diagram of district administration. District courts. The courts at the district level have to perform the functions of resolving disputes, delivering judgments and ensuring the conflicts are resolved at the earliest. So that it is at the district courts, whatever at the district level, the courts have to perform the functions of resolving the problems of the public and to give and to deliver the judgment to the public and to ensure that conflict should be resolved as soon as possible. The Constitution of India has established an independent judiciary. At the apex of that system is the Supreme Court of India. Below this are the high courts and below them are lower courts. These include district courts, taluka courts and revenue courts. So let's see at the apex at the system is the Supreme Court of India. Below this are the high court. First Supreme Court, then high court, then lower courts, then district courts, taluka courts and then revenue courts. This is the steps of the courts. The court at the district level is known as the district court. So the court which will be at district level will be known as district court. The district court has a chief district judge and some other judges. Their main function is to hear the various cases in the district and deliver the final judgment. One can appeal against the judgment of the taluka court in the district court. If any problem arises, so the judgment of the taluka court will be taken down in the district court. So what is the work of the district court? To finalize or to the cases in the district and to deliver a final judgment, to find out the problems and to solve the problem of the public and to give the judgment to the public is the work of the district court. And if any judgment in the taluka according to the appeal should be conducted in the district court. District court, civil judge, sessions judge and under the sessions judge, magistrate, first grade, magistrate, second grade. For criminal cases, they are to be selected. Next, disaster management. Sometimes we may have to face a calamity. It could be a natural disaster like floods, fire, a cloudburst, cyclone, earthquake, landslide, or problems like riots, bomb blast, breaking of a dam, epidemics, etc. These disasters lead to loss of human lives and displacement of people, beside tremendous financial loss. Therefore, the issues of rehabilitation becomes important. Disaster management is a process which enables one to face a disaster in a scientific and organized manner. So, what is disaster management? Disaster management is the management which is done in the emergency to save the life of the people and the property of the people. So that it is the duty that before the disaster comes, we have to secure the life of the public. This is the management of disaster management. Now, what type of disaster can be? Natural disasters like floods, fire, cloudburst, cyclone, earthquake, other, and disasters which will lead by the loss of human lives and displacement of the people will make financial loss, and people's loss will be also done in this disasters. So this is the machinery which will work for the as a scientific and organized manner is needed in the disaster management. So the people will be secured in the natural calamities also. The entire machinery of a district is involved in this process. Advances in technology make it possible for us to get prior information about several kinds of disaster. So some machines, according to the technology, some machines are available which will give us pre-intimation of the disaster. So we can protect our public from the disaster. For example, a system which can predict and warn us of floods or storms has been developed. This helps us to be better prepared to face the disaster. So some machines are available now a time for us which can give us the intimation of the floods and storms from which we can protect our life, and the disaster management can be done in a proper way to protect our social life. Always remember, it is important to remain alert during a time of crisis. To face a disaster, one needs to help of people as well as different systems and organizations. In order to be able to contact them urgently, one should display the contact numbers of the police, fire brigade, hospitals, blood banks at a prominent place in the house. Tell your friends also to do the same. So, when the emergency will be seen, we don't know. So, we have to keep the phone numbers of fire brigade, police, hospitals and blood banks, so that as we need them at that time, we can get the number of that person and we can take the help for our family also. Do you know, in Maharashtra, many officers have made serious attempts to bring about reform in the administration. Their experiments have helped to improve the services provided to the citizens. This has helped citizens to form a favorable opinion about the administration. As a result, their support to the administration and their participation in it has improved. Lakhina pattern. In order to make the administration efficient and to increase the quality of public service available to the citizen, Shri Anil Kumar Lakhina brought about many reforms when he was district collector of Ahmednagar district. These are known as Lakhina pattern. Standardization of work procedures, starting rules in simple language which could be understood by the people, etc. were the administrative changes he introduced. He also started the single window system so that jobs that people came to be could be completed under one roof. Dalvi pattern, the administrative reform implemented by Shri Chandrakant Dalvi when he was district collector of Pune district are known as the Dalvi pattern. The objective of the reform was to speed up the decision making by ensuring that files were not allowed to stack up and that they were dealt with on the same day that they were received. This pattern is also known as zero pendency pattern. It helped in bringing efficiency and speed into administrative work. Chandani pattern. When Dr. Sanjay Chande was the divisional commissioner of Nashik, he implemented certain reforms which are now known as the Chande pattern. In order to reduce the gap between the people and the administration, it increased the accountability of the administration towards the people and the priorities to the development work through people's participation. He implemented the Gramasthadan Villagers Day scheme. This is the appointed day when the administrative officials and the staff visit a village and establish a dialogue with the people to understand their problems and help to solve them. So, these are the few peoples who had given their best by bringing out the different patterns and different schemes for the public. So, due to which they become famous, and the administration which become supportive for them, and the participation in them had improved the lifestyle of the public. So in this way, we had completed the last chapter of civics, district administration. Read the taught content once again and complete the given exercise. That's all for today. Thank you.